This segment is sponsored by the e-CFO.
Well, we find ourselves back in the kitchen for Financially Fit Friday. It involves e-CFO, Perry Jeffries III, and April happens to be Financial Literacy Month. So we're in the kitchen to get some common sense advice on savings. So kind of started off, first talk about savings, because a lot of people, even in my own mindset, I think, okay, retiring is about earning a lot of money by the time you get there. But that's not exactly the case.
It's not exactly the case at all. So historically, we are probably in one of the markets where we probably have one of the lowest savings rates.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's because
You're talking about Columbus?
yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Just across the board.
Okay.
As far as Americans. So we're always looking for ways to identify where we can save some money or trim some fat.
Right.
Right. So that's why I kind of brought this illustration here, because we want to talk about how to save, and it's not as hard as we think it is, and also too how we can reallocate some of those dollars.
Oh, I thought you were just a really thirsty person and you were just wanting a lot of water for our segment.
Indeed.
You're using this water right here. Kind of demonstrate how this can kind of give people and get them inspired to save more.
Yeah, so think about it this way.
Yeah.
When we go out to eat, and we've even talked about this, sometimes we spend a lot of money on beverages.
Oh, yes.
So
That's $5 or $6 a pop.
Oh, $5 or $6 a pop. So when I ran the math on it, I said, I think we're averaging spending about $10 a day on beverages. Where if we're spending $10 a day on beverages, that means that we're spending roughly $300 a month on liquid. Right? Let that sink in. Yes. So when I ran the math and put this together here for some of my clients, I said, wow, what if we changed from spending, $300 a month on beverages and went ahead and went to one of the most natural resources that we have and an abundance of, water.
There's a lot of that running around.
So I actually filled this up here, right? There was no charge.
Yeah.
I filled these up here with the water fountain outside, no charge. So if you think about it, $300 a month is really significant.
It is.
Right. And when I backed into the numbers, they kind of talk about compound interest as it relates to financial literacy.
Okay, so compound interest, dive into that.
Yeah, so $300 a month saved over 30 years at a 7% annual compound.
Is that pretty common?
7%, it can be.
Okay.
Yep. And so with that being said, would give you roughly $355,000.
You're joking.
And that's putting away, if you run the math on it, that's putting away $108,000. Who wouldn't like an extra $355,000 in addition to what they're already doing with their 401ks and retirement plans?
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. So, I mean, and I can even assume if people are later in their lives, even at 30 years, 15 years.
15 years,
no
still
matter
amazing.
What, it's putting something away and getting in that mindset, right?
Indeed, indeed.
What is the biggest tip, Perry, that you give for people? Because I know they might feel like they're buried in always trying to catch up. Yeah. What is that first step they need to make that's reasonable for them to do?
Really understand your budget. Really understand where your money is going.
Like you need to sit down and write your budget out.
Know where every dime is going, because every dollar should have a purpose. And then you look at areas where you can, again, trim the fat. Is it not buying, the $5 coffee first thing in the morning, right? Is it maybe getting rid of a bill at the house that you don't necessarily need? Finding where you can trim the fat and then reallocate those dollars.
That is awesome. And, like trimming fat, I can think of an analogy too, working out. It's not going to be easy.
No.
It's not easy.
No.
You can't lose weight without sweating a little bit.
But
like you said, if you want to get more financially fit, healthier, and wealthier, heed Perry's advice. And if you want that personal session with Perry, you can actually reach out to him by phone. Share the phone number with our viewers, Perry.
614-951-9112.
Awesome.
And that's my direct dial. You'll get to me directly.
Well, you know what? We got some water here. Why don't drink it? Perry, always a pleasure to have you in studio,
Always
sir.
a pleasure. Cheers.
Cheers. There you go. Hey, now we're going to check some of your grilled cheese recipes on National Grilled Cheese. How do you like your grilled cheese?
Man, I actually like my grilled cheese with a slice of tomato if possible.
You know, a lot of people like that.